Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. And we have kicked off here live, and it's City versus Arsenal in the Community Shield match, and it's actually very interesting. Kovacic is playing, Jack Grealish. So not Jack Grealish, Kovacic is playing in the midfield, and Akanji is playing at left back. Maybe Ake hasn't recovered from his injury, probably, but Stefan Ortega starts in goal. I mean, most of the managers would have started their first choice goalkeeper like uh, Arteta has done here for Arsenal, but you can see the trust in Ortega. Ortega did not concede a single goal from open play in the FA Cup. In the Carabao Cup, he last time he was not responsible for us going out. He was very good. He won as a Carabao Cup game against Chelsea last season. So I mean, not many interesting selections. Walker starting is again a big statement that we really want Kyle Walker to stay this season. Pep yesterday met with him in a restaurant, so from the side of Pep, it is that he wants Kyle Walker to stay. So that's something which is I think nailed down. City will not allow Bernardo Silva and Kyle Walker to leave this season in any circumstances. And Pep giving Kyle Walker the armband in three preseason games. I guess he's the captain in this game as well, right? Kyle Walker, if I'm not wrong. So that is actually very interesting. Rodri with the ball. Kovacic just beside Rodri. That is interesting. The positioning of Kovacic is very interesting here because I thought he'll probably play a bit more forward ahead of Kovacic. Sorry, ahead of Rodri, but he's just playing. Arsenal are pressing high, and Stefan Ortega is looking to go long. I think this match in a way is perfect for someone like a Josko Guardiola with Arsenal pressing so high. Just look at the way Guardiola finds those through balls up to the striker. That is just fantastic. But Guardiola just came yesterday, so you can't expect him to start this match. It's been a bit of an end-to-end game until now, to be fair. City have looked solid up to this point. Stones, Walker, Diaz, Stones going into the midfield as usual. I mean, this is very interesting here. Something interesting happening. Rodri is now playing a bit more forward, and it's Kovacic who's coming and taking the balls from the defenders. And we know you can even press God in football, but you can't press Kovacic in football. So that is again City playing excellently through the press. Just look at that. That's a foul. That's a foul by the ref. And ref just give Odegaard a yellow card. Ref, just give Odegaard a yellow card over there. I just but the way we played out from the back over there was just fantastic. It was just superb. Gautam is here. Hey Gautam, how are you doing? He tells we are underway. We are underway. Gautam, what do you think about the team, especially Kovacic? What do you think about Kova's role today? Kova's role for me is very exciting. I'm just keeping an eye on Kovacic here. It's almost like with Kovacic, Pep has got two weapons from which he can build out. Now you can either find Kovacic or you can either find Rodri, and it's impossible to man mark both of them. If you do man mark both of them, it means that the ball over the top is always on. It means you're Erling Haaland is and Alvarez, those are that free. But another position which is interesting for me is Julian Alvarez. Are we playing a 4-4-2 or is Julian Alvarez playing as a attacking midfielder? Look at what Kovacic is doing there. Arsenal are pressing so high, but we have not given the ball away at all. And that's a great ball there from Rodri, and Manuel Akanji is on. That's excellent work from Manuel Akanji. Ah, still Bernardo Silva. Ah, what a ball that is. Gautam says big shoes to fill for Kova. I wouldn't say Kovacic has to do the role of Gundogan exactly like that. I think with Kovacic, people are telling you lose the goals you get with Gundogan. But what I tell people is with Kovacic is a player who is excellent at breaking lines. The through Bernardo Silva on the attack here, Kyle Walker, Bernardo ball back to Bernardo Silva again. Wonderful work by Bernardo Silva. Should be back to Kyle Walker. It is Rodri, John Stones, Kovacic, Rodri. Wonderful ball there. Ah, that was almost through. Are you seeing that? That was almost a wonderful ball in there by Kovacic. City have the ball again. I just come back to that issue of Gundogan and Kovacic. Once we are out with this phase of play, City still have the ball. I think we are having the ball from the past 2-3 minutes. Arsenal have tried to press us high, but they're now sitting back. Ruben Diaz on the ball. Now suddenly I've got, apart from Kyle Walker, there's someone's shoe on the ground and City have kicked the ball out. And Arsenal players applaud. That is fine. Yeah. So regarding the Gundogan and Kovacic debate, I think many people say, even the pundits are saying, a lot of fans are saying that Kovacic might not score the goals that Gundogan scored. But my counter argument to that is Kovacic is one of the best players in the world. He's in the top three players in the world in terms of breaking the lines. His through balls are excellent, which means that he will provide more goals to Erling Haaland and maybe a Kevin De Bruyne, Alvarez, whoever is in that forward and whoever is in that attacking three than Gundogan. So in that way, the goals of Gundogan are compensated. Kovacic might not be the best in front of goal like Gundogan, but he'll compensate it in that way. And Kovacic provides you a bit more than Gundogan in terms of taking the ball from your back four. Now suddenly you have someone like a Rodri who can take or always takes the ball from back four, and also you have someone like a Gundogan, sorry, someone like Kovacic who can do that. So you have two players. The options are more. That's wonderful pressing there. That's excellent pressing there, Julian Alvarez. And referee gives a foul. Arsenal are just pulling players back. Ref, you have to give a yellow card to Thomas Partey. How many times will he pull us back? Yes, it's a yellow card to Thomas Partey. Wow, a yellow card to Thomas Partey so early on. This is going to be very interesting. Another interesting thing which you would have noticed in this first 7 minutes is City are more willing to play through the midfield now. Last season, Pep Guardiola was quite adamant that you have to, build up through your Grealish, build up through your Mahrez, and then it comes to Haaland. Because otherwise, if you build through the midfield, there's a threat of a counter attack. Opponent regains the ball in one pass, boom. And suddenly Pep is quite happy to build through the midfield now. Kovacic, Rodri. I think with Kovacic, you get that sort of a confidence to build through the midfield. Suddenly you have two players, Kovacic and Rodri, who are borderline unpressable. So I think with Kovacic, you go into a different dimension on where you want to play. And with Gundogan, it's different. So I think it's not fair to compare both of them. Both of them are two different kind of players. And in football, there's not just one way of winning. There can be multiple ways of winning. I think ball is with Thomas Partey, Ben White, Kyle Walker. City are looking to press Erling Haaland. Julian Alvarez is just the shape of City outside possession is actually interesting. It's a 4-3-3 or it's almost a 4-2-3-1 sort of a shape. Very well done by Manuel Akanji, and that's a goal kick. Akanji is still having Bukayo Saka in his pocket. Just look at Manuel Akanji defend there 1v1, stride to stride, matching Saka, who Arsenal fans say is one of the best right wingers in world football at this time. Look at Saka matching him stride for stride, and look at Akanji matching Saka stride for stride, and you actually have Josko Guardiola in that position. You have Nathan Ake in that position. Three defenders who are probably the best three defenders in the left-sided position in world football right now. Wonderful. I mean, no one would have expected when Pep Guardiola took over that City would be having one of the best. City would be having the best defense in world football right now. 6, 7 years later, I do not agree when some Barcelona fans, for example, say we have a very good, we have the best defense in the cities is come on the best defense in the world. City's defense is the best in the world right now. I don't care whatever you say. It's not because we keep clean sheets, but it's because we can defend in different kinds of manner. We can defend positionally, we can defend with the ball, we can defend without the ball. Our defenders can go into the midfield, play out from the back. A lot of things, a lot of things, a lot of variety in our back line. To be fair, Manuel Akanji, Rodri, and what a signing Akanji has been. When was the last time that you saw a defender who can play pretty much any position across the back four? City are building out of the back patiently. Kyle Walker, Rodri, Kovacic is ahead of him. The positional play from Kovacic is excellent here. He is aware when to be ahead of Rodri, when to be beside Rodri, and when to be behind Rodri to take the ball from the back four. Excellent. This is Bernardo Silva. Cutback gone wrong. The idea was good from Kyle Walker. The idea was fantastic from Kyle Walker. But Martinelli gets it. The idea was very good, but no one quite read it. Probably, I think Julian Alvarez should have been wonderful from Jack Grealish over there. The desire is excellent, and one of my favorite players already, Mateo Kovacic. Look at the Mateo Kovacic positioning now. He's behind Rodri right now. Now he's beside Rodri. This is enthralling, guys. The positions that Kovacic is taking up. I think this is what Pep Guardiola says means when he says that the games of football are won by what you do without the ball, the positions you occupy without the ball. Almost finding Erling Haaland there again. John Stones, Stefan Ortega. That is wonderful. Just look at what Kovacic is providing there. Two players pressing Stones and Rodri tight, and Kovacic comes. Wonderful switch there. The switch is always on. It's the switch to Jack Grealish right now. Kovacic. The idea was fantastic from Kovacic there. It's just Erling Haaland gets the ball. Ah, wonderful shot by Rodri over there. What a shot by Rodri. I think there's a touch. Otherwise, I think the keeper's beaten there. The keeper's almost beaten there. What a wonderful long range shots that Rodri is having. Ah, that was a good corner there again. I think it's Jack Grealish on the corner duty here. Second ball, yes, second ball. Bernardo Silva. I think it's John Stones now. Yes, John Stones finding himself at right back position. Bernardo Silva there. This is positional play. It's excellent, excellent from City. At its very best from City. There's no fixed position here. Like I was just discussing with a friend a while back about some of the quotes of Juan Malilo, and one of his best quotes, which we both agreed were that formation is just there on paper. Once the game starts, formations are irrelevant. And that's what is happening today. John Stones, Rodri. Arsenal are finding it impossible to press City here. Arsenal are finding it pretty much impossible to press City here. Kovacic, Rodri, John Stones. The Arsenal players are just trying to cover up the angles, but nothing's quite happening. Ruben Diaz on the ball. Diaz is excellent on the ball, and probably he is the most limited on the ball in our back, in our entire team, along with Haaland, and that can tell you how much we are one of the best teams on the ball. Every player is comfortable on the ball. It's a foul, and that's a very good foul by Rodri on City. I think it was a foul on John Stones, to be fair. It was a foul on John Stones, to be fair. Look at what Rodri has done over there. Wonderful. Gautam says you are interested in signing Mitoma and Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz news came yesterday, and Mitoma news was coming today. Actually, it's very interesting that out of the four targets we have on the list, Olise, Doku, Wirtz, and Mitoma. I think everyone is a right footer apart from Olise. It's a yellow card to Mikel Arteta. I mean, why is Mikel Arteta groaning there? What? Why does he want a yellow card? So Mikel Thomas Partey has made four fouls like that. Then can we tell the referee to give him a red card now? Two yellows. Mikel Arteta sometimes just loses it. He's a ex-City assistant coach, that is fine, but he sometimes just loses it all and gets too much excited. Arteta just has to look on the bench over there to see Juan Malilo and Pep Guardiola. They're two of the stalwarts of football, and who is he in front of them, irrespective of the outcome of the match. Football match outcomes don't change what Pep Guardiola and Juan Malilo are. We'll just come on to that Wilson Mitoma thing, Gautam, after this attack. Manuela Kenji on the ball. Ah, I think Julian Alvarez just didn't get hold of it. Alvarez is very good in striking those sort of longer range shots. I think it's very interesting. I think if we sign Mitoma, the danger is a bit less because Mitoma is someone who is used to the Premier League. He's had a breakout season in the Premier League, and Mitoma is just a perfect player for City. It's almost like his dribbling, his close control, the way he keeps hold of the ball. Again, with Mitoma, I say he's a player who, if Pep Guardiola is given a chance to make a player in the laboratory, then he'll make players like Josko Guardiola, Rodri, Mitoma. They're those kind of players. They're perfect Pep players. Kovacic is another perfect Pep player. So it's very interesting with Mitoma. Will it be difficult? I think it could actually be difficult, but because City want to pay at most 50 million pounds for Mitoma, and I don't think Brighton will sell us Mitoma for 50 million pounds. Florian Wirtz for me is actually very interesting because he can play from the midfield he can play anywhere. He can play on the wing, attacking midfield, box to box. He can play as a false nine if need be. So Mitoma, I don't know if he can play in the midfield or not, but Florian Wirtz is just his level of technicality, tactical intelligence is just superb. I think we could also look at Florian Wirtz not just as a Mahrez replacement, but also as a Kevin De Bruyne replacement. So Florian Wirtz is so good. If you ask me who I want, I think Florian Wirtz, I would probably go for Florian Wirtz here just because of the versatility and the kind of positions he can play in playing. The ball just didn't drop kindly for Bernardo Silva over there. Press, 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 press. Bad touch from Rodri over there. Was not intentional, but where is Kyle Walker? Kyle, 1v1 against Gabriel Martinelli. Wonderful defending there from Kyle Walker. Again, City playing out from the back. And Kovacic coming again. And Arsenal players just giving up as soon as Kovacic is coming to take the ball away. Rodri there again, and it's Ruben Diaz. City are just dominating Arsenal on the ball. Arsenal have not even created a meaningful chance up to this point. Kovacic, Rodri, Ruben Diaz. What do you guys think? Would you be interested in Mitoma and Wirtz? For me, I think Florian Wirtz just provides us with that bit more of an X factor than a Mitoma, I think. Just imagine Florian Wirtz and Bernardo Silva interchanging in the midfield. Wonderful touch from Erling Haaland over there. I just couldn't release it. Just couldn't release it, Erling Haaland. The touch to take the ball away from the defender was excellent over there from Erling Haaland. That's a foul, and Mikel Arteta is aware of all of those small fouls which City make, tactical fouls, and this was not a foul at all as well. It was a foul, but it wasn't a foul to warrant a yellow card. And Mikel Arteta is just arguing. Arteta is more intense in this match than Pep. His Pep is more relaxed. Manuel Akanji with the throw in. City have been very good. Okay, the goals not come. People might say why the goals not come, but overall the build-up play, everything City has been good. You have to remember we have come late to the preseason. We have not. Arsenal have played I think 4, 5 infinite preseason matches, but we have just played three preseason matches and that to heavy squad rotation. So we are still coming up to full fitness. This is not an excuse or something. You know, City fans never make excuses. This is not an excuse at all. Rodri, Kovacic, John Stones thought about putting those balls. I think it is in these positions that your Guardiol could be so good. His crossing is just superb. Josko Guardiol. Jack Grealish with the ball again. But it's fine. He doesn't lose the ball. Control possession there. Kyle Walker's doing well in possession. Kovacic. Just look at Kovacic playing those balls so early, playing those through balls so early and well. Another foul on an Arsenal player. Thomas Partey. I mean, fascinating. Julian Alvarez, he's still adjusting to that role. I think if Kevin De Bruyne would have been there in that role of Julian Alvarez, I think we have at least 1-0 up until this point. Alvarez is still adjusting to that role. We need to accept that. We need to have patience, City fans. Look at what patience has done with Rodri, Jack Grealish. Look at how they have become one of the best. Even Bernardo Silva was shit in his first season, in a way. There were things like he gives the ball away. He was giving the ball away easily and stuff in his first season. If you guys remember Bernardo Silva, look at what he's become now, the best midfielder in world. Wonderful stop by Stefan Ortega. Excellent from Stefan Ortega over there. What a save that is from Stefan Ortega. Akanji just allowed him to come on the inside. Ben White driving through. Come on, that's not a handball. That's not a handball. It's hit him on the chest and stuff. That's not at all a handball. If he gives that as a handball, I don't know. No one's even appealing for it. I mean, mistake by Akanji there. And Ben White just got on the inside very well. But again, good defensive blocking. You look at it, it's not about not conceding any chances in football. You will concede chances in football. It's about how you react when you concede chances in football. Look at how City defense stood there. Brave, foul. Thomas Partey. No, it's not Thomas Partey. It's a yellow card for Kai Havertz. It's now a yellow card for Kai Havertz as well. The ref is doing very well. The ref is doing extremely well. Thomas Partey is on a yellow card. Kai Havertz is on a yellow card. And that's a clear yellow card. Mikel, your players do not know how to do tactical fouls. Accept that. He has literally chopped down John Stones. You get cards if you do that. Mateo Kovacic in time and space. Wow. Kyle Walker. City have just let their foot off the gas a bit. And Ruben Diaz, Stefan Ortega. This could be a bit controversial, but I would say Stefan Ortega is better than Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper. And probably even David Raya, who they want to sign. Stefan Ortega for me is in the top four goalkeepers in the Premier League. I know it could be controversial. Okay, he's in the top five goalkeepers in the Premier League. Erling Haaland just not being on the same page. Haaland's had a stinker, to be fair. His standards are so high that I would call Haaland's having a stinker here. Haaland's not having a good game, but if Haaland having a shit game in the Community Shield means we win the treble, I would opt it all day and night long for Haaland to have a shit game in the Community Shield. But Arsenal are on the attack now. Bernardo Silva tracking back. Kyle. Hurrian Timber there. Look at the defensive shape of City. This is excellent. Arsenal have to go back. Erling Haaland. I'm just thinking with Kovacic in there, with Bernardo Silva in there, won't Haaland get even a single chance? Martinelli and Saka feeding on scraps. Arsenal, apart from that one shot, Arsenal, and that was a mistake of Akanji. They have not created anything. It was not creative, this thing. Akanji allowed Ben White to get through. Arsenal have not created anything. John Stones, Stefan Ortega, look at how comfortable Stefan Ortega is on the ball there. How many goalkeepers are this comfortable on the ball? Not even David Raya is this comfortable on the ball like Stefan Ortega. Ortega for me, I repeat again, is the top five goalkeepers in the Premier League. It's scary that City have two goalkeepers who are in the top five in the Premier League. Stefan Ortega is a top 10 goalkeeper in the world. Now you'll say stop it, Mohan, but that's the truth. If someone doesn't concede a single goal in an entire cup competition from open play and he concedes just one goal, that from a controversial penalty, what do you call him? That's a great ball from Stefan Ortega over there. Almost. That was a good header there from Saliba, I think, but ah, it almost went into Ramsdale's own goal. Jack Grealish does well to get back, and Did you ever see Ortega do such a mistake? I think Haaland should have just gone and slided. It was a Premier League match or Champions League match. I think he would have just slid in there on the ball and put both Ramsdale and the ball both in goal. That is excellent there. Ah, the ball's not gone out, ref. The ball's not gone out. Ugh. Alvarez did extremely well there to escape a couple of challenges. As he yellow carded Julian Alvarez. I think yes. The press of City is actually very interesting. We are letting Arsenal centre back have the ball and then we're pressing Thomas Partey because earlier on there were some. That's a foul on Rodri. The referee just lost it. That's a foul on Rodri. If Arsenal score from this, I'll be very disappointed because that was a foul on Rodri. That was surely a foul on Rodri. I would like to see the replay back, but we are the best team in the world in entire Europe in terms of defending set pieces. That's wonderful defensive header from Manuel Akanji. Alvarez does not clear it out, but well done. And the press from City is very good there. The press from City is very good there. Go, go, go. Bernardo, go and press. Ramsdale. Ah, that is excellent from Bernardo Silva. Kyle Walker's won that header very well. This is excellent resilience from City. Just be composed, guys. Just be composed at the back. Gabriel Martinelli against Kyle Walker one on one. And Martinelli couldn't do anything literally. Just given the ball back. Kyle again. Wonderful there. That's not bad defending. He showed Martinelli on the outside, and John Stones was there to clear the ball. That's good defending for me. It's another corner for Arsenal. Seems like Arsenal are on the ascendancy, but they haven't created much from outside of set pieces. To be fair, two corners and that one goal, which was. And I think that's one of the most shittiest corners you would have seen in the last decade in football. That corner is just not good at all. Ortega. The passing options are so much that teams will find it difficult to press. See, now Manuel. Akanji slips again. Don't think this has been Akanji's best game. Though he's done well against Saka, but just in terms of the positional sense, it's not been Akanji's best game to be fair. Akanji 1v1 against Saka. It's gone out. That's well done by Saka. You have to give credit where it's due. It's well done by Saka, and Arsenal are on the ascendancy here. Need to accept that. I think it's the second time that Akanji has been beaten there. Ben White in the inside and even Saka on the inside. But what Akanji has done very well there, like Walker did with Martinelli, especially here, is that Akanji made sure that if Saka had to score, he had to curl the ball in, which is not easy from that angle. And if someone curls the ball in from that angle, fair enough, you accept it. That's gone out. It's a City throw. Been an even match, not an even match. I would say last 10 minutes Arsenal been good, but apart from that, City are the dominant team. Ortega, their nutmeg to an Arsenal player. Gautam says, I think we are missing KDB. That's the thing, Gautam. If KDB is here, I think we are at least 1 nil up, if not 2 nil. Julian Alvarez is sort of adjusting to that role. It's not an easy role. Count says Arsenal plus is crazy here. Arsenal plus is good, but Countania, the thing is, I'm very excited by the fact that City, apart from that Rodri thing, I think Rodri was the one there, and John Stones, I think, was the one who was caught. But generally, I think City have played through Arsenal's press very well. Arsenal have not been able to press City here except on one or two occasions. Everyone, if everyone has dealt with Arsenal's press absolutely well here. Counting as is especially the last 10 minutes. That is true. That is true. I just think we need to give more time on the ball to Rodri and Kovacic to just calm the things down. You know, when situations are like that, it's Rodri generally last season and seasons before, you take the ball, tell the back four to spread wide, tell the forwards to go up. He will keep the ball, cool it down, pass it, and then restart everything. That is what we need from Rodri now, a calming presence. We need Bernardo now, a calming presence. It's a crazy Arsenal press. I do agree. That's why I said the last 10 minutes, Arsenal on the ascendancy, but I think we've defended well. That's the one thing I'm really proud of. Okay, chances for Saka, Martinelli, Stones was on the line, Martinelli shot, John Stones blocked, but I think we've defended very well for the most part of it. And the fact that Arsenal are playing sideways, they're not able to, Jack, that was a bad position from Jack over there. He should have been there to cut the lines off. Jack, what are you doing? Look at it, Arsenal are not able to have ideas to carve through City's line. That was a stupid clearance from Ruben Diaz. It is almost a clearance that Pep won't accept. Complacent. Hold your shape, guys. Hold your shape. Hold your shape. Hold your shape. Cut off the passing lanes. Hold your shape. That's all. Wonderful from Stefan Ortega over there again. Look at Mateo Kovacic and Erling Haaland's through. Erling Haaland's through almost. Look at Mateo Kovacic bars through the press. Look at Mateo Kovacic run through the Arsenal press there. That is just scintillating. Mateo Kovacic at his I think it's Mateo Kovacic, right? If I'm not wrong. That is Kovacic at his absolute best. And play the ball through to Haaland. And what a save that was from Stefan Ortega, to be fair. Foul. That's a foul, ref. The ref has not given a foul. I don't know why. That's a foul. Gautam says Kova was fire. That I mean, playing through the Arsenal press. Only God could have done that probably, apart from Kovacic. And the way he play, I mean, people play through that press, take the ball, relax, and look at what Kova did. He played that accurate ball to Erling Haaland and brought the entire team up. Kovacic is just, in that one moment, he showed Chelsea what they're gonna miss, and he showed City fans what they're gonna get. And Stefan Ortega is also superb till now, right? The way he saved those shots. Stefan Ortega catches the ball. Wonderful, Stefan. I think Kovacic and Stefan Ortega are the man of the matches. Up to this point, at least. And there's nothing wrong with your defense and the goalkeeper playing well. Remember, how did we win the treble? We won the treble on the back of our defense more than our attack. Real Madrid, Bernabeu, 1-1, defense was strong. Bayern Munich, City, Allianz Arena, defense was strong. Inter Milan, probably they created chances, but the defense played a key part over there. Leipzig, when we were struggling in the first leg, defense stood strong. Bernardo Silva actually tried to go there past players and he's retained the ball. He's done very well. Kyle Walker, Stefan Ortega there. And the one thing about Stefan Ortega is the way he has improved the shot stopping from Ederson. Ederson's been unreal in shot stopping in the second part. Misplaced pass from Kovacic, but I mean, good block from. Ah, good attempt, good lob attempt from Rodri over there. That would have been one of the iconic goals of the Community Shield. Ball just didn't dip in time. If it dipped in time, City were 1 nil up. Ramsdale was beaten for that. Ball just didn't dip. Saka and Akanji is actually struggling a bit there with Saka. That's the only thing which is chinking in our armor in terms of the defense, I would say. But you can have a counter argument that Akanji is a third choice player to play at left back. You have Josko Guardiol, who's arguably the best left-sided defender in world football at this time. You have Nathan Ake, who's arguably one of the best 1v1 defenders in world football at this time. That is wonderful there. That is wonderful there. Ah, great work there from Julian Alvarez. Arsenal are not pressing anymore now. They would have got tired of that 10-minute intense press. City are on the ascendancy now with a minute and probably two more extra time to go in this half. Have to say Arsenal have been good for 10 minutes and it's been City. Apart from that, you would argue Arsenal were the dangerous team. Counting says, what do you think is Akanji's best position? I think it's on the right side. He can play right back, right centre back. I think anywhere on the right side of defense is Akanji's best position. But then he had pocketed Saka in an important Premier League game last season, and then he had pocketed Sané and Coman as well when they switched the wings against Bayern Munich. So it's not that Akanji cannot play on the left side, but you can clearly see he's not up to full fitness. That's the only thing. He's looked a bit rusty. But again, I think easier when you're a right-footed defender, I think, to defend on the right-hand side than to defend on the left-hand side. How much is the extra time? I think anywhere on the right-sided defense is Manuel Akanji's best position. And I think a lot of people actually forget that Manuel Akanji, when he was, what, Akanji is around 27, 28 now, which is when he was 19, which is almost 9 years back. Manuel Akanji was one of the standout players of the from the World Cup back then for Switzerland. Manuel Akanji 9 years back was what Josko Guardiola is now, what people are telling now. And then Borussia Dortmund took him, and then things didn't work out for him, as much injuries and whatever. So I think City still have, and defenders, we know that from 26, 27, 28, that is when they come into their prime and they can play till 33, 34, 35 as well. Seen you great John Terry's and stuff play till there. So Company as well played till at least 32, 33 there. So I think Manuel Akanji was also he's also a generational defender in terms of his intelligence, in terms of his ability to read the game, in terms of his comfortable, the way he's comfortable on the ball, all of those, the way he's very good 1v1s. He was Josko Guardiola 9 years back, and under Pep, I expect him to just reach tremendous levels. I think he's a very young for a defender. That age is very young. 26, 27 is a perfect age for a defender to go to a next level. 26, 27 for a defender is what 23, 24 is for a attacking player. Arsenal have got control of this a bit now, but Akanji does well. And what sort of a pass is that to Stefan Ortega? How much extra time? It's 3 minutes. Okay, they have written it on that side of the clock. I didn't understand. So one last attack from City. How sweet it would be if we could go 1-0 up from the last 1 minute. It would just pour water on Arsenal's press. Kovacic, and it's a corner for City. Just look at Kovacic dribbling and going. This guy can pretty much do everything. Just look at Kova holding the ball, going past one, two, three, four, almost four players. Kova is a baller. Vinay says, they want to attack. Sorry, Vinay, I didn't get your question actually. And understand your question. Can you please put a comment in again? That said, it's half time. It's actually half time in this game, Community Shield game. If any Arsenal fans are here, they would actually say that Arsenal probably had the best half, best of chances. But I would like to disagree. I think City have had the best of games. See, he could play against Burnley or some other team fighting relegation or a championship, and they can have 1, 2 chances in a half. That's what Arsenal had. Arsenal had that spell of 5 to 10 minutes where they pressed very well and they got 1 or 2 chances. But I think overall City controlled the game. Vinay says it's been years since City attacked, especially after the 33rd minute. Vinay, after the 33rd minute, I think it was all Arsenal. But I actually think the build up is very good. The build up from your Stones, Diaz to Rodri, Kovacic. I think it is from there. It's just the connection to Erling Haaland is just absent. Slow progressive attack, but it is slowing down because there's no Kevin De Bruyne. Julian Alvarez is still adjusting to that play. So and also I think with Arsenal, I mean in a way I'm actually happy with the way we have been trying to hit Arsenal on the attack, because with Arsenal, if you want to attack fast, I think there's always the risk of Saliba intercepting one ball, Martinelli, Saka through, and it could be very difficult to catch them. So I think we'll have to be aware of the counter. And actually, I think I'm actually satisfied with the way we are building out from the middle of them, building out from the back. We are and going through the midfield. I mean, how many through passes through the midfield have you seen? I think at least 4 or 5 through passes at least. I have not seen 4 or 5 through passes through the midfield any single game last season, even in 10 games combined, I would hardly, last season, I would hardly tell that I've seen five passes through the midfield. Even Kevin De Bruyne didn't make as many through passes through the midfield last season. So I think definitely there's a change in the mentality of how we are looking to play. I think we are looking to play through the midfield with Kovacic looking to break the lines. It seems as if the task of Kovacic is simple, break the lines. And the task of Julian Alvarez is to probably assist Erling Haaland and occupy defenders around the box. Julian Alvarez is someone who I actually think um, I mean, the role of Julian Alvarez is a bit confusing to me, to be fair, this match. When I just really hate when Haaland doesn't get any service. Haaland's been a bit at fault here when I see there were balls like, for example, Bernardo Silva dragged the ball back and Haaland was occupying the front of the post. Hal, there was a ball when Kovacic played the pass to Haaland and Haaland was already forward and the pass went behind him. I think again it's just a lack of communication between Kovacic and Haaland, lack of ha- it just seems some of that today's city's players and Haaland are not on the same page because there were chances in the box. That header was a clear example. I think it was Alvarez who with the header. No, it was good defending from Arsenal, but the header was another interesting thing in the first 10 minutes. In many matches, you would have thought Haaland should have been in a position to overpower the defender and put the header through. So Haaland's had a few chances. Yes, he's not had chances where Kovacic through ball, Haaland running one on one, Ramsdale goal, Haaland near post goal. I think those kind of chances is not had, but I do expect him to have those kind of chances. But he's had little bit of those chances. It's just that Haaland's not being in the positions you really expect him to be. They have dragged it to the edge of the post, is ahead, far post is at the near post. So Haaland's positioning is not that happy to be fair. Bayaji says Akanji not at paces, Foden needed for creativity and Ortega always a wall. And Bayaji Ortega has made Addison a wall as well. I think rival fans will not agree, but I place Ortega as a top 5 Premier League goalkeeper and a top 10 goalkeeper in the world. Because how many goalkeepers in the world are there who's as comfortable as Ortega with the feet and who can be as very good shot stopping as Stefan Ortega. In a way, I think Ortega's shot stopping is better than Ederson as well. I mean, this combination of feet and this thing. See, if Ortega was at Brentford instead of David Raya and would put in performances like this day in and day out for Brentford, I think Arsenal and Bayern Munich would be ready to pay 60 million pounds for someone like a Stefan Ortega. Is that good? They are showing Arsenal chances, but Arsenal have got those chances in that 10-minute period. That's all. Akanji, I mean, Bayaji, I think you have to give it to Akanji a bit. He is our third choice defender in that position, right? You have Nathan Ake, Josko Guardiola, and then Manuel Akanji if no one's there. And the fact that Akanji, I'm sorry, and the fact that Akanji is going there also means that Nathan Ake is, sorry, Aymeric Laporte is set to leave the club, I think. So with Laporte there, he's the fourth choice, and even without Laporte, Akanji is the third choice over there. So I actually think that you can't blame too much on Akanji. It's always going to be difficult when Saka wants to go on your inside and curl that ball because traditionally as a right footer, it's very difficult when you want to defend a winger who wants to go on your inside. Ben White did that, Saka did that. So, but we have to remember last season Akanji pocketed Saka. Last season Akanji pocketed Sani. He pocketed Koeman. So, so I think I'm just going to give a bit of you know leeway to Manuel Akanji here. Vinay says Akanji does well when he gets help from Grealish. I think it's. Don't you think Vinay it's similar? Because even Walker, as good as Walker is 1v1 defender, I think the help from your winger always helps. The help from your winger always helps. They're showing City chances. Alvarez has had a good chance, which is just from outside the box, which just didn't connect. Yeah, but you always see Bernardo helping Walker out. So I think especially wide players, I think however good you are 1v1, I think you need that bit of a help from your fullbacks. Because see, when you're actually your wingers, because when you're defending 1v1, there's always a chance that, see, Akanji not just has to see Saka, but he also has to keep an eye on an overlap. What if Ben White's overlapping and Grealish doesn't follow him? What does he do? What does he do with the overlap? So he always has to have an eye on that as well. So just give a bit of leeway to Akanji, especially for the part he played in that treble winning this thing last season. Vinicius felt after seeing 20 minutes need KDB Foden for goals. But when how did Kova play? I'm like, Kova is fire. There was one ball particularly, right? Kovacic breaks through Arsenal's press and he gives the ball to Erling Haaland, and Haaland runs and outpaces the defender as well. For me, that was the highlight of this match. The way Kova broke Arsenal's press and he just ran through the defense. That was just fantastic for me. Foden, I think you need Foden to play centrally. I think Kevin De Bruyne at 32. I think City will already be looking at who can replace Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe not next season, this season, but that player will be getting more time. So I think it's Phil Foden, it's Julian Alvarez. There are two players who could do that. I think we'll see Foden in the second half, and I think with Phil Foden, I think Phil Foden's interesting because Phil Foden is someone who, more than Julian Alvarez, again can break the lines. Like you saw against Inter Milan, for example, the game just completely changed after Foden came. He had more of an effect on the game than Kevin De Bruyne, I would say, because Phil Foden, especially when he plays in that zone 14, which is the role Alvarez is playing, he's one of the best players in that position because he can turn low center of gravity, go past players, change of pace, play that through ball. Alvarez is just a bit short on confidence, I think, now to actually do that. Gautam says, I think Alvarez is playing a second striker, but it will be better if we bring in Foden as an attacking midfielder. Gautam, I think Alvarez is playing a I mean, Alvarez is playing a role which, since Thomas Muller, I haven't seen any player play. You know, River Plate fans, they say that Julian Alvarez is the closest, all River Plate fans, they say Julian Alvarez is the closest they have seen to Thomas Muller in whatever team of football anywhere in the in the last 2 decades, 3 decades. The in the last 2 decades, who's the closest Thomas Muller kind of a player? I think it's Julian Alvarez. You don't see many players like that actually. So Julian Alvarez for me is playing that hybrid role which Thomas Muller plays. Thomas Muller never used to play as a second striker behind your Lewandowski or even a Mario Gomez and all of those people. He would always he would play in that role which is in between an attacking midfielder and also behind the striker. That's kind of that's what we call a zone 14. A zone 14 is a zone which is between those both positions, which you don't see often. I think that is the role which Alvarez is playing. And when you play that role, I think it's important that you actually learn that role well. It's not an easy role to play. So I'm going to give Alvarez time that is growing into that role. Because, see, the positive is even Foden will actually play that role. He might play more in the midfield, but I expect him to play that role as well. Because that role is very hard to pick up for any of the defender or any of your opposite midfielder. As a CDM, do you go to that player or do you leave that player to defender because he's suddenly playing in between that zone? So zone 14. That's what Alvarez is doing. Is neither an attacking midfielder nor a second striker. I think is playing between them. Vinicius Alvarez is there for pressing. Vinicius Saka has two moves: dribble pass or make overlap runs. Akanji did well on overlap. That's the thing when if you're Manuel Akanji right footer, I think for right footer defender who's playing on the left hand side, I always thought it's easier to defend when Saka makes or your opposite winger who's left footer makes an overlap, because then you're showing him on the outside. The maximum thing that can happen is he crosses a ball into the box, and there you expect your Diaz and everyone to clear. If they don't clear, it's the mistake of the centre backs. But if he cuts in, then a lot of possibilities open. He can find the near corner, far corner. He could set up someone with a cross that's very good. He can curl the ball in, and so I think that's where, like you said, Jack Grealish is important here, because when he covers up, suddenly Akanji can focus only on preventing him to come inside. which means Saka has only the option of going on the outside or passing to someone overlapping on the outside. So Akanji has struggled with that inside move. I think that's the only thing. Bayaji says Grealish looked confused at times about his position and role, especially when defending Bayaji. When defending, I think in the 35th, 36th minute, Arsenal centre back played a ball to I think it was Saka or someone, and really should have been in the position to cut off the ball, but he already went ahead, and Arsenal mounted a counter attack where Akanji was isolated 1v1 and really couldn't come back as well. So I think Grealish looked confused not only in the attacking. I think attacking wise, Grealish has been good in terms of dribbling the ball, keeping hold of the ball, bringing players into uh, play, bringing his teammates into play and all. Defensively, Grealish has been shit for me. See, three people are having a stinker in this game. I call it a stinker because we are comparing the City team to be one of the best club sides ever in world football. Barcelona fans could argue, but we are on our way to reach there. I think whatever might happen in this match. So Grealish defensively not on his standards. Manuel Akanji defensively on the inside should do better. Erling Haaland, again Haaland also looked a bit confused in his positioning. He for the moves which he should have been on the edge of the box, he was further ahead and stuff. And Haaland gave the ball away once or twice. I think so. These three people for me having a stinker. Alvarez, I will not say that Alvarez has had a stinker here because uh, Julian Alvarez for me is he has done what was asked of his role. Did not give the ball away. Pressed well. Was trying to connect. Yes, didn't play through balls to Haaland, but he was trying to connect with his wingers and stuff. So Alvarez actually did what was asked of him. I won't say Alvarez was having a stinker career, still growing into that role, but did uh, whatever it is. One of my friends before this match, we were discussing about the lineup, and he was asking me why is Calvin Phillips not playing? It's a Community Shield. I would actually like to tell him this is why Calvin Phillips is not playing. Just imagine, guys, Calvin Phillips in this kind of an Arsenal press. The guy would lose any of his confidence that is still left, and he would pack his bags and go back to Leeds or somewhere. Calvin Phillips, if you played Calvin Phillips in this, see this intense Arsenal press, we survived just because of Kovacic and Rodri and how good they are on the ball and their ability to be calm under pressure. If it was any other midfielder apart from Kovacic and Rodri, it would just have been very difficult. Even Calvin Phillips, I think right now is not good enough to deal with this Arsenal press. I would like to see if there will be any changes for this half. But honestly, I think if Kevin De Bruyne plays this, I think we are 1-0 up. Especially in the first 20-30 minutes with the chances that we have created. I mean, could you read more into this Community Shield game than probably being the last phase of a pre-season friendly? I mean, I know many people wanted to be like whoever wins this as an edge in the title race and all, but especially seeing what happened last season, especially seeing how Man City played through the season. Even if a team plays very well in the first half of the season, you should not tell that uh, they are just gonna run away with the league and stuff because it's trophies are won in April, May, June. That is when trophies are won. Arsenal had a stellar season last season and they did not win anything. I know Arsenal fans would like to argue and argue and tell that we came second, we had a very good season, we challenged City, but you didn't win the trophy, right? You don't get a gold medal if you come 1 second behind. This title race is so ruthless that you don't get second chances. You don't get glorified for finishing second, which a lot of Arsenal fans want to do. They're like, oh, no one expected us in the top four, but still we challenge City for the title and all of those things. I mean, I think the first thing which, again, not everyone in the Arsenal fan base, but generally, I think the first thing which Arsenal fans should learn is glorifying coming second is in itself a big downfall. It's a big pitfall. A winner is someone who, with the mentality, who tells, I might win, I might lose. That's all. They're not in the middle. They don't say, we've had a good season. We have done well. Little bit next season. Win is winning mentality. You accept that, yes, I've lost, I've screwed up. Come again. Or I have won. Yes, we've done very well and we have won. We have pulled everything together. Winners don't have that in between feeling. No changes, it seems. No changes at all. And I think it's Korean Timber with the throw in. Gautam says community shield is cursed. Maybe. Whoever. Maybe. Should we bring Yaya Toure to lift the curse? Arsenal are looking to build up from the back. Their back four is, I think, the first choice back four, whereas our back four is not the first choice back four. I think apart from Manuel Akanji, you would say three players are there, but man, there's a lot of difference between Akanji playing on the left and Josko Guardiola playing on the left, right? Akanji does extremely well over there. Again, look at the playing out from the back. Kovacic, Ortega. Just imagine what will happen when Ederson comes. That is very well done. Rodri over there. City are building up from the back patiently. Last season, Mahrez, Grealish, I thought it was shit in terms of the way, the slowly, I mean, the slowness of the game. But this season, there's an urgency. It might seem that we're not creating as much of fast attacks, but there's an urgency. You can just sense it. It's much more better than the Community Shield last season when Grealish, Mahrez were passing from side to side, and it was one of the most boring City games you'd have ever seen last season. But this season, it's been very, very good. Kovacic does extremely well over there. Kyle Walker, Stefan Ortega. One thing which, as City fans, we have learned from the Champions League success, especially last season, is be calm and patient, and when the chance comes, pounce. You do not need to score a goal every 5 minutes or 10 minutes. All it takes is just take one chance and be calm. That's it. That's all is needed to win a football game. Pep Guardiola realized last season you don't need to score bags of goals to win knockout competitions, especially. Just need to be defensively strong and take that chance. Almost a good ball there. Akanji does extremely well against Saka. The trickery of Saka. Rodri, great ball in there. Kyle Walker's played it very well. His run forward has been extremely good. Kyle Walker. Wonderful switch there. Jack, cut on the inside and uh, it's just not falling to a City player. Ben White. Ah, back tackle from Kovacic, I think. But City already have numbers back. It's a nasty tackle there by Kai Havertz, I think. Kovacic got the ball, but it's just the timber was very strong. Good tackle there by John Stones. John Stones giving the ball away. When was that? When was the last time you've seen that? But City have recovered it. Mateo Kovacic, very good ball. Mateo Kovacic, Julian Alvarez, I think. Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker on the overlap. And that's a corner for City. This is the best piece of play I've seen us play today. What a sequence of play. Rodri, Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Alvarez, Kyle Walker. Actually, Rodri, Kovacic, Alvarez, Kyle Walker. Sorry, Rodri, Kovacic, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker. Ball in the box. Wonderful team sequence, team pattern that was out of the training ground. What a header that was, and well saved by Ramsdale, to be fair. Good set piece. Who's taking set pieces for us today? What a header that was from John Stones. Ramsdale does extremely well. Very tight marking. Look at that. Very good header from John Stones. Probably straight at Ramsdale, but the header is very good. In that position, getting ahead to the ball is in itself a big this thing. He just beat and Ben wide in the air. And now just imagine Josko Guardiol being in that line, in that penalty box. Suddenly people have to deal with Rodri, Erling Haaland, Josko Guardiol, John Stones. Wow. Manuel Akanji is a threat from here as well. Wow. At least you have four good headers of the Ruben Diaz. If I got five good headers, Josko Guardiol, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, Rodri, Manuel Akanji. So at least you generally have five good headers of the ball there. Penalty box. Pap is just telling something tactically. It's a drinks break, I think. Arteta is also explaining something tactically there, the team. Gautam says, let's see how Kova's fitness stays throughout the season. Gautam, I don't think Pep plays Kovacic in every match. I think there'll be huge rotation in that midfield because we know Bernardo can play the role of Kova as well in a slightly different way. And then Foden can play in the midfield, Alvarez can play in the midfield. So I think there will be rotation. I do not expect Kovacic to play every match, but I think he'll play many important matches for us. Alvarez doing extremely well under pressure. Ah, again, good sequence of play from City. Attacking wise, we have been very, very good. At least in this first 10 minutes or so in this half. It's tactically so intriguing this half. This match in a way. It's almost like a game of chess. To be fair, Manuel Akanji, Jack Grealish. There was a pass on there to Julian Alvarez. Grealish played that. If it was Haaland, I think he would play that. I think Grealish just thought The pace. Did Julian Alvarez have enough pace to get to that pass? Akan just looked confident at the start of this half at least. He's had one duel against Saka that he's won. Erling! Again. Mistake from Erling Haaland, and Rodri had to do that tactical foul and he'll again not get a card. Haaland's having a bit of a stinker. I think it's in the agenda of Erling Haaland that I'll have a stinker in the Community Shield and then I'll begin the season. But one thing I'm really impressed by is the fact that we have regained our shape very well. Every time we have lost the ball, the way we have regained the shape is just fantastic. That was good play, Odegaard, Partey. But again, look at the shape. Partey has to send the ball back, recycle it, and then come again. The shape's just been very good from Pep. Arteta is trying hard to break the shape. Arsenal are on the attack here, guys. Stay back, stay back, stay in the shape. Stay in the shape, guys. Saka versus Akanji, and Akanji's done very well again. Ball sent back. It was Haaland's mistake that led to this Arsenal attack. Haaland's not been good. And Kyle Walker against Martinelli. A foot race. Walker's gonna win it in his sleep. Walker gave a head start to Vinicius Junior and still won that race. Foden's coming on. Guys, Foden's coming on. I think it's Alvarez who has to be going off. It's Grealish who's going off. This is interesting. Interesting. Grealish going off. I thought it will be a straight switch, Alvarez to Foden. Gautam says, I don't mind a Haaland stinker in Community Shield. I know, Gautam, I know. We all don't mind if it means what it will happen last season. Haaland missing an open goal in the Community Shield and banging in 52 all games. Everyone would have accepted that. It's a City throw, I think. What's happened to Saka? He's down. There was no foul in it at all. That's not a foul. That's never a foul. Saka lent into Diaz. Diaz got the ball. That's not a foul. What is all this shit from Saka? The position of Foden will be interesting here. I would ideally want Alvarez to take up Grealish position and Foden to play centrally. It's never a free kick, ref. It's never a free kick. It's never a free kick. It's never a free kick. But City are one of the best in Europe in defending set pieces. That is one of the shittiest set pieces you'll ever see. Arsenal have had two shit set pieces. City have been wonderful on set pieces, on set piece delivery, especially because last season we have been shit at taking corners, and this season I mean, now in this match, our corners have been very good. A good header from Rodri and then good corners. You've tested the Arsenal players with our set pieces, with our corners, in fact. Emmanuel Akanji, back to Stefan Ortega. Foden's playing on the left, by the way. Don't know why Pep just refuses to use Alvarez in wide positions, whereas in the past he's played in those wing positions for River Plate. He's more comfortable in those wing positions than in the position he's playing. But Pep is Pep. Cannot argue against a manager who's literally won everything last season. That too from a position of impossibility. It was in that City were dominating right from the start. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. That's excellent work there in the midfield. Mateo Kovacic. Ah! Almost a good ball. Kovacic had almost played Haaland through there. Good interception by the Arsenal defender, but if only I think on the follow through, I think it was Bernardo Silva or Alvarez. I think I don't know who it is, but if they would have kept their composure, I think Haaland would have been through. I think it was Alvarez there who was on the rebound of the through ball, but couldn't do anything. That's wonderful defending again, and it's a goal kick. Akanji. This is what the hallmark of a champion defender is. Look at how Akanji is defending against Saka. Now, fantastic, right? It's again the mentality. People say Pep loves players with skills and all of that, but Pep loves players with mentality. Pep once told, I don't mind Sterling giving the ball away. I don't mind Mahrez giving the ball away. What I like in Mahrez especially is that the mentality of trying it again, even if he loses the ball, trying it again and again, having that strong mentality. That is what Pep likes. Trying it again, even though you've done a mistake first time. That requires a huge mentality. It requires a heart of a lion. That is what Manuel can. That is what everyone in this team is. That is what a Josko Guardiola is. That is what a Kovacic is. Look at the signings that come in. Everyone's mentality is top notch in this team. Wonderful from Manuel Kenji. Ah, Kovacic had lost the ball there. That's in Rosette, sponsored by SpaceX. Cole Palmer's coming on and Erling Haaland's off. Oh, this is interesting. Guys, this is very interesting. Cole Palmer's coming on. He's had a neat haircut. And Erling Haaland's off. Kovacic. Oh, KDB is there. Guys, KDB is come on. KDB is come on. Mateo Kovacic is off. Let me just think about what the formation will be. Kovacic is off, which means you expect Phil Foden to come into the Alvarez striker in place of Haaland, Foden in the midfield, and Cole Palmer on the right hand side. So I think it's a corner for Arsenal. Rodri doesn't agree. Pep is making those changes, whereas Arteta is not. Arsenal have played 5-6 preseason games, and this is just a fourth preseason game. And that too, we have just rotated hugely in the preseason game. So I think Pep is just that's a good in swinger, and it's defended extremely well. That's wonderful defending. Arsenal player has come in between Stephen Ortega there. So I think it's a yellow card for Gabriel. Gautam says no Haaland goal in Community Shield. That's the tradition. That's the tradition, Gautam. Pep did not want to break that tradition. That's why he's taken Erling Haaland off. That's the tradition of City. No Haaland goal. And everyone who would have watched Haaland for the first time now would say he's a flop, like they did last time. KDB, it was actually Bernardo Silva, but now that KDB has come on, I think you'll see more dynamism there in the way we play. Arsenal players are now, we can see the effects in Arsenal players of that high pressing. And the greatness of the City team is the way we have withstood the high press, the way we have withstood Arsenal's attacks, the way we have withstood the corners from Arsenal and stuff. Again, Arsenal on the attack here, but I think we have it under control. Probably not. Ah, that's a good ball in. And again, right place, right time, Rodri. People do not give as much, especially in modern football, people do not give as much importance to the way teams defend, to the resilience shown by the teams at the back. What you want to see is only that, what you want to see is the glamour and glitz of the attackers playing through and all of that stuff. That is all okay, but defense is when you titles. I know this is an old cliche saying, but the resilience of defenders when you're under barrage of attack after attack after attack after attack. When a team manages to come through that, it just fills the entire team through confidence that we can do anything now because we've come walked through hell. That is what City have learned last season. What a ball that is! Wonderful there from Phil Foden. Kevin De Bruyne there, out wide. Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Kyle Walker, Cole Palmer, John Stones, Rodri, John Stones. Arsenal are instigating the press again. We just need to be careful. Tell them to come and press Kevin De Bruyne. He will just tear you to shreds with one pass. Kevin De Bruyne there. That's what they're afraid of now. When De Bruyne is there, that pass over the top. Ah! It was a good shot from Cole Palmer. Cole, very well done, Cole. That was a good block by Uriel Timber, I think, but that was a great, great shot from Cole Palmer. Yes, it was on target. It was a very good shot from Cole Palmer. Good block from Uriel Timber. KDB, please do not take corners. He is taking it. That's another corner. Well done. City are just tightening the screws. Orient Timbers defending very well here. City are tightening the screws to be fair. Kevin De Bruyne, Kyle Walker's back, and he has an head start on you as well. Havertz is very smart. He didn't even try to go for the ball. But Cole Palmer's that shot was very good. I think I'll be fascinated to see us play Cole Palmer in more. Good decision from Pep to give Cole Palmer that chance. I think, especially with Yuan Malilo coming, I think Cole Palmer will be given more chances because we know Cole Palmer is one of the favorite students of Yuan Malilo. Lilo likes him a lot. That's very well done by John Stones. Just look at the pace in our back line. Not now, but generally how the pace in our backline will be with Josko Guardiol, Kyle Walker, John Stones, and Ruben Diaz. Diaz is not the pacey one, I understand, but you do not need to be a extreme pace to be a good centre back. But other than that, you just look at the pace. Our backline has pace, position, poise, smartness, intelligence, ability to defend 1v1. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. I think it's a 4-3-3 with Foden playing ahead of Rodri in the cam role. Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne is almost playing as a second striker to Alvarez. I think it's interesting how Pep is using Foden, De Bruyne, and Alvarez. Alvarez he's using in a Thomas Muller sort of role between striker and an attacking midfielder. Foden is using as a traditional attacking midfielder. De Bruyne is using almost a second striker just in front of Haaland, which kind of doesn't make sense, right? That's a great run and a great ball there. Kyle Walker, and it's another corner. Korean Timbers just defending superbly. That is why I think United wanted him, but Lisandro Martinez has not been a disappointment at all. He's been very good last season for United as well. Arsenal ready to hit us on the break. Ball behind Saka, that would allow us to get back, I guess. Saka's made a poor pass. Cole Palmer's just given it away there, but doesn't matter, Cole. Just play your game, go to your position. Cole Palmer there on the ball. Kevin De Bruyne. Ha! That was one of De Bruyne's specials. Haaland was there, he would have scored that, he would have latched on to that. That is one of De Bruyne's specials. Only Erling Haaland can connect with that. Just look at it. Only Haaland can make a run at that speed to connect with that. That ball is undefendable. Wonderful KDB. This marks the official return of KDB. Gabriel Martinelli is going off. And Leandro Trossard is coming on. This just shows you the depth of Arsenal more than anything else. Orient Timber, I think Timber's going off as well, and Kieran Tierney is coming on. Timber's been excellent as well. Good signing for Arsenal. But attacking wise, I don't know. I haven't seen much, but defensive wise, has been very, very good. Orient Timber. Rodri, Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva's coming there, Stefan Ortega. They're not even pressing Stefan Ortega. Rodri again, Ruben Diaz. Phil Foden does extremely well there. That's how you break the press. That's how you break the press. Ah, what a goal! What a goal! Ah! Goal forward! Ah! One of our own! One of our own! Cole Palmer! He is one of our own! From the City Academy! Signed and delivered! Guys, signed and delivered by Yuan Malilo! If Yuan Malilo did not come, there was no chance Cole Palmer plays in this match. There was no chance Cole Palmer plays in this match. Signed and delivered by Yuan Malilo from the City Academy. Wow! Cole Palmer, Yuan Malilo, Cole Palmer, wow! Wow! And the strike from Cole Palmer. Riyad Mahrez would be kissing. Riyad Mahrez would be giving kisses in the air. from Qatar, from the Saudi, looking at that curl. That is a curl which Aryan Robben, Riyad Mahrez would be absolutely proud of. The call and the shot counting as a top notch. What a turn there by Foden. And I think that's how you break the press, counting. Yeah, that's how you break the press. I think that turn. That we were in talking about that. Phil Foden's danger is in that zone 14 because he can turn that way. And it's not like fluke as well. Against Inter Milan, Foden turned in the same way as well and broke the lines and just went through. Gotham says 2023, the year where all the jinx gets broken. But now we'll have to defend well. But the turn from Foden was spectacular, right? That's what Pep was always trying to do with Kovacic. But Foden and this presence of mind from De Bruyne as well, that dynamism. Wow, is wonderful. Cole Palmer. Wow, wow. What a statement it would be for an academy if Cole Palmer can take that role of the right player and be the replacement for Mahrez. It would be a perfect transition for us. And Gautam, to top it all, 2023 was the year where people thought City would go to shit. How did it start? Defeated Tottenham in the North London Stadium, and then the FFP charges, and then Cancelo leaving, and then us drawing Bayern Munich. All this happened in a row, I think, right? Cole Palmer there. But what a strike that was. That was a goal for the academy more than anything else. City get the ball back. Rodri does extremely well. Does Pep bring on Aymeric Laporte? I think Pep should have kept Josko Guardiola in the squad. I don't know if the registration would have been complete by now, but Pep should have kept Josko Guardiola in the squad and just brought in here. That's how destiny can change, Gautam. I think if we can believe that, just keep on doing the work, focus on it, and things will start to fall in place. Even if they don't fall in place, the journey is important. That's what I think Pep Guardiola would have actually told everyone else. Once in the starting of February, when opponents thought that we were shit. Just look at the strike from Cole Palmer. Wow. Again, that is a representation of the academy. That is a representation of how far City's academy has come more than anything else. Phil Ford and Manuel Akanji. That's a great ball from Akanji to find Bernardo Silva. It's a throw in. Gautam says there's something about KDB and Foden when when they come magic begins. When they start together, it's just superb. It's just the dynamism, I think, Gautam, that teams just cannot deal with. Teams find it too hard to deal with that sense of dynamism, that sense of mobility, because Foden and De Bruyne have one thing in common: the change of pace, where they can turn and go and you just can't catch them. I think with Kovacic, that one thing's not their turn and go, but the poor tackle from John Stones. It's a good recovery there from Rodri. Julian Alvarez does extremely well. Ah! How did we not score there, guys? Phil! How did Phil Foden not score there? How did Phil Foden not score there? That would have been signed, sealed, and delivered Arsenal. Defeat to Arsenal by Phil Foden. Good save by Ramsdale, but Foden should have scored that. He should have buried it. If Phil Foden can add that finishing to his game, he would just be unbeatable. That one goal which Foden missed. Gautam just should have chipped. But to be honest, I think Gautam, it was he was under pressure as well. So, and Foden, we know, is sometimes not as confident in his finishing. So I'll give it to him. You know, the turn that he made to so that Palmer's goal happened. I'll just give a bit of a leeway to Phil Foden on this. Arsenal are going on the attack. Need to be careful here. Good defending there. Wonderful defending there from Kyle Walker. But the ball falls back to Thomas Partey. Rodri there, and Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball. City could be on another attack. Thomas Partey does well. That is what De Bruyne does. Takes the ball and boom. Arsenal are actually lucky that Kevin De Bruyne did not start in the first half, because Arsenal's press would have just been stripped to shreds again. This time I think because Kovacic was there, Pep Guardiola dared to play through Arsenal's press, which is not easy, and he almost succeeded as well. Otherwise, I think simple thing would have been played. Kevin De Bruyne, the press is gone. Phil Foden there again. Kevin De Bruyne. That's well done by Kevin. Kevin's now like the godfather of this team. Wow. Again from the corner, they're showing replays, and Rodri should have. That's a good header from Rodri. Rodri's had two fantastic goal scoring opportunities in this match, both from set pieces. Rodri's just become such a goal threat. No one has actually thought about it. That's a foul. The referee did not give any foul on Cole Palmer. Gautam says KDB is toying with them. He would have finished them off, Gautam, in the first half and would have gone to the sauna to take a shower in the second half. I think KDB would have just been telling Pep, why did you bring me out in the second half? I would have been heading off to the pool, to the sauna to enjoy myself in the sun. It's a nice sunny day here in England, in London. So that's what De Bruyne would be telling to Pep. Kevin Cole Palmer, and that's a throw in. Well played, Cole. Smartness from Cole Palmer, intelligence from Cole Palmer. And Arsenal are making another change. Emil Smith Rowe comes on and Gabriel is off. Kai Havertz goes off and Fabio Vieira is on. That's poor from Cole Palmer. That's well defended by Rodri. They're just trying to keep the ball in the corner now. It seems that Cole Palmer has ingrained the City DNA completely. Being with us, being with the first team, the way he's also there to waste time and stuff. That's good pressing there from Julian Alvarez. Kevin Duke, that the pass from Ramsdale is just poor. De Bruyne just couldn't do much. Should have finished the game off there. That Rodri is making had been making tactical fouls all game. Zero yellow cards. Whereas Thomas Partey, one yellow card, Havertz, one yellow card, and Declan Rice, I did not even notice Declan Rice today in the game. The pressing, the endeavor from Julian Alvarez is just brilliant. Just press, guys. One more minute. I don't know why we are not pressing at all. Should be +3. And the ball's gone out. City have a substitution to make, I think. It's +8. Whoa. +8 minutes of extra time. Wow. I don't know. I've heard about some new rule that they're gonna count all of the wasted minutes and stuff. I don't know. So it's surprising. It's +8. Good header out by John Stones, and Arsenal get the ball again. I think we need to keep the ball more. Right now, we're just giving the ball away a lot. Just press, guys, press. I do not want to lose the game from here. Press. Press. We're looking a bit shaky here defensively. Cole, Cole. It's a head injury. It's a collision. Wow, but I'm actually surprised by this +8 thing. 8 minutes of added time. Wow. But again, what a piece of skill from Cole Palmer to take it on the inside and then, whoa. And it's not the first time we've seen it. We have seen it against Swindon Town when Palmer broke through 3 years back, 2 years back. Last season he didn't have a good one. Last season, the season before, he didn't have a good one, and this season again, I think if he regains his confidence, I think Cole Palmer is one of the very good dribblers around in the entire youth in England. He's absolutely very good. Just look at the reaction of Pep, of Yuan Malilov, all of your people like Oscar Rico Lewis. I don't know if Oscar Bob is there, all of them running towards Cole Palmer. It is a significant mark of not just Cole Palmer, it's also a significant hallmark for academy, for our academy. I've said this, but I'll say it again. Because Cole Palmer here has the power to ignite ignite the path, carve a path. After Phil Foden, no one's actually been done that. So Cole Palmer could carve a path out for all of the youth players to come into the first team. It's a bandage on the head of both Thomas Partey and I think it's a big head injury. I think. But again, the turn there by Foden, it's just mesmeric for me. What a turn that is by Phil Foden. Wonderful. I guess we are going to play till tomorrow morning now. I mean, who adds 8 minutes of extra time that to in a community shield? Shit. I know sometimes I can be a hypocrite and I would not be saying this if City were 1-0 down. So that's true. I can be a bit of a hypocrite sometimes, but not always, like many Arsenal fans are. Good ball by Stefan Ortega. Ah, Alvarez was almost in. I'll just have a bit of water and come back. Thomas Partey there playing with his bandage, and Martinelli. It's Fabio Vieira actually, not Martinelli. That's very good defending there from Kyle Walker. Excellent defending from Kyle Walker. I think it was Martinelli on that occasion, almost looking to shoot. That's a throw into Arsenal. That was a header which City should have won. Just keep the ball, guys. Keep the ball in the corner or somewhere. Why are we allowing Arsenal to attack? I don't understand. What a shit piece of defending that is. Ah! Stones, I think it was. He should have cleared it. Complacency. Look at Kevin De Bruyne. It's City's thrown, but the ref has given it to Arsenal. Fabio Vieira over there. That's wonderful there, but it's a corner for Arsenal. I think 3 minutes were taken up in injury, and I think, wow, you're seeing the clock being stopped. It's like in basketball. I didn't know of this rule. Then why didn't they stop it for injury? I don't know. No, it's not stopped. It's a glitch. That's what I'm wondering. If it's stopped, why do you want to give extra time? It's a glitch. It's a glitch. That's well defended again, but the danger is not yet over. It's a deflection and it's gone in. Shit. It's a deflection and it's gone in. Shit. It's a bloody deflection and it's gone in. Shit. Arsenal didn't deserve that goal at all. I know Arsenal fans are jumping and all, but Arsenal didn't deserve that goal at all. It was a bloody deflection and it went in. Bloody hell. Deflection of who else but Manuel Akanji. Stefan Ortega was wrong footed. No one could do anything about it. It's a bloody deflection. No one could do anything about it. It's an own goal, I think. It's a Manuel Akanji own goal. Shit. And Arteta is celebrating like his bloody won the Premier League here. Calm down, Mikel. Gautam just it's just a joke, Gautam. 8 minutes. Who plays 8 minutes in a this thing? And just look at Arteta celebrating as if this is a real trophy. Last season, did you see Jurgen Klopp celebrate like that? It is that was so close. Good ball in by Kevin De Bruyne. How much more does the referee want to play now? I don't know. Kevin De Bruyne, City one last attack, but that's it. I think it's penalties now. It will be penalties now. The game's tied with a City goal from Arsenal. Just an absolute shit show from Arsenal. It's penalties. Arsenal weren't good at all. Whatever Arsenal fans might say. The goal from Palmer was excellent. I think we have given both the goals to Arsenal. Akanji deflection because without the deflection that goal doesn't go in. Gautam says we are poor in penalties, but Stefan Ortega is very good in penalties. Gautam, Stefan Ortega is absolutely very good. Vinay says, what the F is extra time? Bayaji says absolutely no hope in penalties. I think Stefan Ortega is very good in penalties, Bayaji, but again a poor way to concede a goal again. I mean, I can't even go in on our defense because Vinay says it's a ritual to lose the community shield. And guys, did you all look at Mikel Arteta celebrate after Arsenal scored a shit goal? He's celebrating as if they have won the treble. He's just going bonkers that they've scored a goal. What a twat Mikel Arteta has become now. Do not want to see him back at City again, to be honest. And Arsenal were quite honestly, apart from the 10 minutes they were sit in this match, apart from the 10-15 minutes in the first half, 30 to 35, 30 to 40 minutes, they were not at all good. Vinicius, they celebrated for that. Exactly. You look at the reaction of Trossard. they, they, Baya just says if losing this means 4 feet, then no qualms. Pep has already decided it for Erling Haaland. He doesn't want Erling Haaland to score in this Community Shield match. And Baya just says Foden should have buried that. Exactly, we've had chances. We have had chances, right, Bayaji? Rodri's header. Uh, sorry, John Stones header, and then Rodri had another header saved before just after Foden missed that chance. Foden's chance. So literally three chances were there, and they come out with a City goal. But honestly, I can't even blame the defense for that goal. Vinicius bad day, but Akanji can't do anything, right? I mean, Akanji was beaten twice by Saka, but in the second half, again, Akanji was just excellent. He just dealt with everything else. He just dealt with everything that came his way. I mean, there's no way that you could prevent that deflected goal, right? It's just, I mean, in a way, if it's written in destiny and stars that we concede here like this, and for that, uh, eh, Lukaku had to miss those sitters in that Champions League final. We would agree every day. We would agree every day. And just look at the penalties lineup: Kevin De Bruyne, Cole Palmer, Kyle Walker's in the penalty list as well. Hell no. Let's see. But guys, they say that Stefan Ortega is an expert at penalties. But guys, it would have been the same thing, right? If City would have won this in normal time, they would say, this doesn't mean anything for the season. It's a glorified friendly. But if Arsenal wins this, all of their fans will say, wow, we have got a revenge over City and all of those things. Bhaiya, this is unlucky Akanji. At least it happened in CL final when he gave away easy chances to Inter by him and Ake. Exactly, Bhaiyaji, exactly. When Lautaro Martinez ran past him in the Champions League final, I thought Martinez would score then. So if it means we win the treble then and here we lose the CL, that's okay. We lose the Community Shield CS, it's okay for me. It's okay for me. And also, I think there's nothing in this match that has shown me that we are in poor form or something. Okay, Haaland is not up to laces, but we know big games Haaland stands up. And then Akanji probably will not play on that left hand side anytime this season because Josko Guardiola is there. Vinicius definitely need Guardiola in next match. I think Ake is also there, Vinay. But Akanji hasn't been bad this match. He's conceded the goal, but he hasn't been bad this match. Odegaard, I think, took it, take it. And he scores and is celebrating it as if they're playing in a final. Now, who is going to take it from our side? And guys, thank God that last time in the Champions League or the FA Cup, none of our matches went to penalties. Kevin De Bruyne, King Kevin, is taking it. King Kevin is taking it. Ah! Hit the bar. Guys, hit the bar. Look at it, Kevin De Bruyne. Hit the bar. Ah. Now Ortega needs to save it. Kevin De Bruyne and hitting the bar is not good for us because the last time hit the bar was against Chelsea, 2016. Stefan, show why you are an expert in penalties. Ah, he's buried that. Prasat's buried that. We just can't miss anything now. From now on, we just can't miss anything. It's white in the corner. Bernardo Silva. Calm and cool, Bernardo. Ortega needs to say one. It's not a big ask actually. Ortega needs to say one. Ortega, Stephen. It's Saka. I think he's missed a penalty against Barcelona in preseason as well. I think he's rolled it in as well. It's not a good penalty to be honest, but I think it's Cole Palmer who's no, it's Rodri now. Rodri is a shit penalty taker to be honest. I don't have any confidence here, guys. Ooh, I can't even see this. This is just becoming a joke for us. This penalty shootout, and Ramsdale saved it. It's as if City are not interested in penalties at all, and Erling Haaland's not there as well. Shit penalty, absolute shit. And if Arsenal score this, I think they won. And Fabio Vieira scores that. And look at Arsenal celebrating the Community Shield as if they won the Premier League. Good day out for Arsenal and the fans, and congratulations to them for winning the Community Shield. But you know what it is. Vinay says move on to the next match. You know what it is, Vinay. It will be written as 1-1 draw in the records. Right? Okay, they won it, but generally it will be written as 1-1 draw in the records. Move on to the next match. That's it. And Arsenal fans should just hope this doesn't irritate Pep Guardiola. Because if it does, he buys someone like a Mitama or someone, it's just over. The league's done. Bhaiya ji says इन लोग का टेक्निक ही गलत है. Vinay says I did expect City to lose. Bhaiya City are so confident in the penalty shootouts. I'm sorry, City are so confident in the 90 minutes that I don't think we will practice penalties. It's like where it never goes to penalties. I mean, when was the last time in history that a team won a treble and they did not have to face a penalty shootout even once? I don't know. I think every team faced penalty shootouts. It's 1-1, but honestly, I think we were the better team throughout the entire match. Vinay says, I didn't expect City to lose. It's a custom, it's a tradition as City fans, as someone who supports City Club. It's tradition for us to lose Community Shield because whenever we have won the Community Shield, those seasons don't go well, definitely, I think. 2018-19, was it the season? Or when was the COVID season? 2019-20, I think. Yes, 2019-20 was the season. I think we win the Community Shield then, and we just drop off and we lose the title to Liverpool. Before rest all everything, whenever we have won the Community Shield, we have always won the Premier. Sorry, we have lost the Community Shield. We have always won the Premier League. Bhaiya, this is Ben Stokes, Ben Stokes, Ben Stokes. But honestly, Bhayaji, I think we were the better team. We were the better team in the match. The turn by Foden, the goal by Palmer, everything excellent. The way we withstood the Arsenal press. Arsenal were not able to create any chances at all. The way Arsenal won was just lucky. It was just lucky. Okay, trophy is a trophy and all they can say, but the way Arsenal won was just lucky deflection. And it was no one's mistake. It was no one's mistake the way they won. I mean, I think Spurs winning the Audi Cup in 2018 or whatever, and Arsenal winning the FA Community Shield is the same, I think. both both are glorified friendlies more than anything. Vinay says quadruple loading. Bayaj says lost three in a row to Leicester, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And what happened? And what happened, Bayaji? Those seasons when we lost the Community Shield to Leicester, Liverpool, Leicester and Liverpool. I think it's actually interesting when we lost to Leicester. When was it? Was it the was it the season when we lost the Champions League final? I think that's when we lost to Leicester. I think no. I think the season when we lost to Leicester. I think Benjamin. Yeah, that was the season. I think we lost to Leicester and then we won the uh, Premier League, and I think we won the domestic treble or double sometime. And when we lost to Liverpool, we won the treble. I think when we lost to Leicester, the next season we won the domestic treble, domestic double. And then when we lost to Liverpool, we won the treble. And now what is loading? Quadruple loading. Gautam says it's okay to lose Community Shield, just give me UCL and PL. And Gautam, also the way in which we lost the Community Shield was, I mean, the way in which we lost this is, it's fine. It is nice. I mean, losing is not nice, but the way was nice. We were the better team. We created chances. Second half, we outplayed Arsenal off the park. On another day, I think second. I mean, it's a simple thing. If Erling Haaland would have been there in the second half, we win this game by 2-3 goals easily. And the penalty shootout as well. It was almost like Pep wanted to try things. He sent some of the worst penalty takers out there. Rodri is the worst penalty taker. Uh, Kevin De Bruyne is not a good penalty taker. So otherwise, if he was serious about it, he would have someone like an Erling Haaland would have been there to take penalties. Alvarez would have been there to take penalties. John Stones is a good penalty taker. Now, will they give the shield to Arsenal or something? Well, winning the Community Shield is actually not in our this thing, and they don't count the Community Shield as a trophy as well. They don't, because if they count it, I think we have won the domestic quadruple in the 2018-19 season, because 17-18 we won the domestic treble, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the PL, and the next season we win the this thing, we win the Champions League. So have we won the domestic quadruple then? Maybe not. Bayaji says last we won. Bayaji says in 2021, first game for Grealish. Bayaji says last we won Community Shield was in 2018 versus Chelsea. That was the thing, Bayaji. 2017-18 we won the domestic treble and we won the quadruple. So if this is a real trophy, then I think we won the domestic quadruple. Then first team in English history to do so, which no one will accept. But like Jurgen Klopp tells you, winning. But like Jurgen Klopp tells you, winning the Community Shield against City is not a good sign to your Premier League campaign. Just watch out for that. Liverpool won it, went to shreds. What happened to Leicester after they won it? What happened to Leicester after they won it? I think the next season, I think we won. I think Leicester was in 2021, and then the next season wasn't good for them, I think, again. Bhaiya says City did charity to Arsenal, especially Zinchenko. Charity shield. This is an excellent comment, Bhayaji. City did charity to Arsenal, especially Zinchenko. Wow. That is what City has done. It's a charity shield. So I've never thought about it in this manner. Wonderful, Bhayaji. Charity shield. So we do charity to Arsenal. We do this shield as a charity to Arsenal. But honestly, Declan Rice was nowhere to be seen, and it was a great game for City to be from City, to be honest. Wonderful game from City. It's just that luck wasn't on our side, and not to lose any sleep over this, because we have the UEFA Super Cup lined up as well. I think somewhere around next week or the week after, and then next week the PL campaign kicks off with against Swings and Company's side, Burnley. So we have a lot of things to look forward to. Bayaji says Odegaard was shockingly anonymous whole game. Odegaard was anonymous. Declan Rice, Bayaji, where was Declan Rice? Declan Rice was just anonymous, right? Declan Rice was anonymous as well. Declan Rice was just anonymous the whole game. I think Arsenal did well when they bought on their second 11, right? Emil Smith Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Eddie Nketiah, and I think they even removed Declan Rice as well. Yeah, they removed Declan Rice, Kieran Tierney. So literally, Arsenal removed half of their first team and brought up the second team. And then Arsenal were able. Trossard came on. Arsenal were able to win it through a deflection through an Akanji own goal. And it's not just the trophy we gave them in charity by Aji. The goal was also charity as well. Akanji did charity to Arsenal. Perhaps like we have got no room for Community Shield in a trophy cabinet. So just keep it. I think we have UEFA Super Cup, Club World Cup to look forward to, and they are more of a trophies than the Community Shield, than the Charity Shield. And Kyle Walker with his bandage and all down there. And it's good to see Kevin De Bruyne back, by the way, so early. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. It's not it is not disappointing. It's actually it is actually a good game in the 90 minutes, and whatever the if the referee has had added there, we were the better team, and I'm proud of the way we played. There are some games where more than winning, it's the way you play and the way you dominate is more important, and that's what City did. Cole Palmer with an excellent goal, that instep, and that goal, he was fantastic. So well played by City on and all, I would say. And I think it would. I know if City would have won this, probably you would think he would not talk about it like this, but I would talk about it like this. For me, Community Shield has always been that next step from it's always good to have a Community Shield because you played your friendlies, but also just to get up to that match fitness and then go. But see, Gary Neville actually said one thing. Gary Neville said last season, Arsenal lost that league title not when they drew against Liverpool, West Ham, and Southampton, or lost to City. They lost that Premier League title when Arsenal won against Aston Villa in January. And then Zinchenko and a couple of Arsenal players celebrated that after the match for 1 hour with the fans and stuff, like they had won the PL. They celebrated like that, and Gary Neville says such over ambitious celebrations that just it just brings you that attitude that it sometimes you feel you're already there when you're not. That is that sense of complacency that a team like City can see. And Nick, I know this might be too much, but I think it's the same thing when I see Arsenal celebrating these trophy wins. You have to celebrate the trophy wins, but the way they go overboard, it tells you something that it's not a champion team. Champion teams, the way they celebrate, you even when they celebrate, you see that killer instinct in their eyes. You see that thing that this is a trophy we celebrated, but we know there are more trophies to be had. But not just this, but generally when you see Arsenal celebrating late goals and stuff and all of those things, you see that Arsenal players celebrate like there's no tomorrow. They think that it's not possible to win another other trophy or something. Just live in the moment right now and just celebrate it. Even Liverpool, if you see how did Klopp do it when he won the Community Shield or even the Champions League? I think it almost seems that Mikel Arteta is like happy to have the Community Shield, but with Pep, he would be thinking, "Where's my next game coming? Where's my next trophy coming?" It's just the attitude as well, from Mikel Arteta to this Arsenal team. There's something not right there. Counting says so going ahead, it may sound over ambitious, but hope Cole Palmer makes that wing his own. But honestly, I think there are two places there Gandania up for grabs, and Cole Palmer was excellent today again. It seemed as if he had a clarity of thought, and Juan Mai there's word that Juan Malilo absolutely loves him, and the player loves Juan Malilo. So I think Juan Malilo coming on would have actually helped that. So Cole Palmer, and I think Pep's gonna. I mean, Pep's press conference was actually interesting before this match. He said that Josko Guardiola is there for the medical, but we are not done yet in the transfer window. We are signing someone else. So I expect another signing to come on. I think the other signing will be someone in between a Florian Wirtz and a K and a Mitoma. I think Florian Wirtz or Mitoma. Someone is coming. I think it's a Florian Wirtz. Pep likes Mitoma, I know, but I think it's a Florian Wirtz who could suddenly be an alternative to De Bruyne as well if he doesn't start, and also out there on the wing. Bhaiya just says go all out for Super Cup and Club World Cup as you don't get a chance to win those every season. And Bhaiya honestly, if you win the Super Club and the Club World Cup, it would almost be that three trophies and Club World Cup, Super Cup. I think there are five trophies in a season. So how did Barcelona win six trophies? I don't know, and in that season, but five trophies in the season. Potentially, we could win five trophies in one season, which is a record. Which did United do it? I don't know. So it will be interesting. But the charity shield has been the last thing I'll say before I go is the charity shield has been donated to Arsenal, signed off by Manuel Akanji, donated by Manuel Akanji, and signed off by Pep Guardiola to his mate Mikel Arteta, um, who has always been wanting a gift, a trophy gift. Donate charity shield donated to Mikel Arteta. That's the only thing I would say. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. It's been a very, very good match for City, I would say, irrespective of the result. Just don't read much into the result because it's just glorified friendly and nothing else. But irrespective of the result, City have played well. And I mean, if City didn't play well, again, after the Community Shield against Leicester, I remember I went all out on Benjamin Mendy and co. It's not because we lost the match, but it's because the manner we lost it. But right now, I'm proud of the way we played, and honestly, that goal, no, I mean, even Paulo Maldini at his best couldn't have prevented it because that was such a scrappy goal, and penalties are you might as well have tossed a coin and given it to Mikel Arteta. So the trophy. So on the balance of play, apart from those 10-15 minutes of Arsenal pressing. I think we have been absolutely very good. Kovacic was very good through the midfield. He gave Pep the confidence to play through the midfield, and then Kevin De Bruyne when he came on was so dynamic and stuff. I mean, I would love to see a midfield of uh, Rodri, Kovacic, and Kevin De Bruyne, or even Rodri, Foden, and I think Rodri, Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne would just be too much attacking. But I think Rodri, Kovacic, and Kevin De Bruyne is will what will be a balanced midfield. I think this midfield, Rodri, Kovacic, and Kevin De Bruyne or Rodri, Kovacic, and Phil Foden has the potential to be one of the best midfields Europe has ever seen. That is the potential of this midfield because it's balanced in any way with Rodri, with Kovacic offering you that unpressability, that shield being defensively covered by Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne being the best attacking mid in the world. I think the balance would be fantastic. It has the potential to go down as one of the best midfielders in Europe has ever seen, alongside midfields like Makalele, Zidane, and people like that, alongside midfields like Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz. That's the potential of that midfield of Rodrigo Kovacic and De Bruyne, or Rodrigo Kovacic and Foden. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for joining me, and thank you for all of the wonderful comments out there. And